Hey everyone, this is Relix,
And I'm Nagatron.
and we are shoutcasting for round one of the Classic League on Swamp, with Havok facing off against Rust in Peace. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Havok here first of all. Going with very fast tanks here, we got three IS-7s, a T-110, an E-50, and a T-54, so they're definitely looking to get into places quickly. And they're also running really heavy artillery here. We have a 261, two M4043s, and two T50-2s for scouting. So I'd expect them to get forward positions here and really slow play use those artillery.
Meanwhile, Rust in Peace is running, looks like a combined total of 8 Tier 10 heavies, Tier 8 artillery, and a Tetrarch for scouting. So they're definitely light on artillery for pretty much any team, and very heavy on the hit points. 2 E100s, 3 IS-7s, a Mouse, and 2 T-110s.
Looks like Havok's moving right up to that nook there. Hoping to get a pretty good defensive position, avoiding the city entirely.
The Tetrarch's out. His bush was exposed by the 50-2 too early.
Already getting some big hits in. I'm curious if we're going to see them Rust in Peace really pushing all those heavy tanks, or if they're looking to turtle those up a little bit more.
Well, they definitely don't want to turtle. Not against 3 artillery. Considering the fact that they only brought one of their own, I would assume that they intended to rush and leave maybe the 2 A100s and the Mouse back on defense, but at this point it looks like they're trying to control that northwestern incursion.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they might have gotten caught off guard, and they're trying to react to that. Or maybe they were expecting to do a north push themselves and got caught in that.
I think a lot of their tanks might have gotten held up trying to catch that 50-2 when it was coming through the middle of the swamp. And that distracted them from stopping everybody from coming across the north, because they got there incredibly late.
Yeah. It looks like Havok has pretty good eyes in the south, and it doesn't look like Rust in Peace really has anything down there. Havok pointing out with where Rust in Peace's GWE is.
Yeah, with that 50-2 down there in K8, there is no way Havok can cross that bridge, or sorry, Rust in Peace can cross that southern bridge without getting lit. So it really is just a game for the north at the moment, and in that case, Rust in Peace really needs to get moving, because against 3 artillery, there is no place to hide in that region of the map.
Yeah, they're just going to get torn apart there. A bunch of counter artillery going in, but no dice. I have a feeling he probably got splashed a little bit, but the GWE is going to be worrying quite a bit now about counter artillery here.
Sadly, for him being the slowest arty, he is the most likely to get counter batteried as well.
Yeah, on the one plus side, it allows their tanks here to get a little bit more movement. Maybe start digging out these tanks.
Yeah, Rust in Peace really needed to start taking advantage of that artillery downtime and really start digging some of these guys out of D5, D4, D3.
Right now, we're kind of just stalemating here.
I would think that Havok might want to move one of their artillery east to get better shots in that city, especially considering the fact that they've got pretty much the entire south on lock.
Yep.
That was a crushing blow on the T-110 there.
Yeah. Moved a little bit far on the wrong side of that.
This position can be incredibly useful, but at the same time, he is also really exposing himself to counter because he really doesn't have very far to run.
Yeah, exactly. He's got good shots on stuff, but it's pretty obvious at this point where he is. And it seems like Rust in Peace is trying to do something to move up on that hill, but the coordination of it right now is just not working for him. They seem to be moving up one at a time, taking hits.
about
we
a
go.
minute
Big
ago
push.
when all of Havok's artillery was on counter battery was probably the best time to be able to do it. At this point, they are just going to fall apart.
Yep.
Well, actually, with some of these misses, they stand a good chance of winning this out. They'll probably lose 2 more tanks in the process.
Yeah, at I-7 and E50 aren't even worried about him right now. Looks like they just recognized that there's people coming up behind them.
Oh, that's 2 out. 3. Cost more than it should have.
Yep. And now that E100 is right in the open.
Yeah, I mean, at best he will take that E50 with him, but he is done. HE him in the face, buddy. Oh, 261 got lit.
Yep. Yeah, this movement that they have going right now, that should have been a lot earlier in the match for them to be able to capitalize on all this. They probably should have done a similar thing. Ooh.
The E50 yet lives.
Not sure if he's going to move anywhere, but...
Well, at this point, with no support, nope, and the I-7's out. Things are really not looking good for Rust in Peace.
Yeah.
With 2 of their 3 artillery still up, and it looks like their Type E about to go down. Yeah. Havok now has a full artillery advantage, and they simply just have to work it and pin these 2 guys in.
Yep. Plenty of tanks at full health to be able to finish off the E100 Moss there. And it looked like that IS-7 was all the way across the bridge over on the west side there. Which that was.
And
that's good taking a push on it, but it should have been a lot earlier for them to be able to capitalize on all of that. Really, when you have that big tank advantage, you need to work the clock a lot better, moving fast, take out all of their hit points before their artillery really gets to work on you.
Ultimately, the problem here is, showing up to a gunfight with a knife. You need more artillery. Period.
Yep. The choke points they really slow you down, and they really open you up for artillery. And artillery has so much room to roam around this map.
And the round goes to Havok.